Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Alabama-Louisiana Monroe postgame show from yours truly, Jackson Johnson, and Coach Smoke Hines. Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports will join us momentarily as we are live all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football, going over our takeaways from the Alabama-Louisiana Monroe matchup. And let me tell you something, folks, you're going to be in for a wild ride. How you doing tonight, good buddy?
Doing good, man. I didn't even know we was about to start, bro. I was trying to get the last minute stats together. I'm sorry, chat, trying to get our last minute stats together, looking at this closeout. Glad to be here tonight. Glad to be watching the game, man. This is a totally different team. We're going to jump into the conversation. Going to discuss some specific topics. Can't wait to get into it tonight, man.
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you this. We've got some magic coming your way. But before we go over our take on the game itself, we're going to be going over what you got to go over to go get, especially for Halloween or maybe for Thanksgiving. Because we've got some merch from Alabama with the Voice of College Football. All right there. We've got the dad hat. We've got the T-shirts. We've got the tumbler cup, the game day cup, everything. All right there. The can cooler, the bug. And if there's something that you're not too satisfied with that you want to get, email Mark Rogers at MarkRogersTV@gmail.com. And let me tell you something, it's going to be awesome. What you think, Coach?
I'm liking it. I'm rocking with the gear, man. The Voice of College Football gear, man. I think with the weather change, man, it's crazy because I just relaunched my merch for the summer, man, and as soon as I launch it, it's time for hoodies to come out. So gladly, we got hoodie designs and things set up. Hey, this Mississippi State, Arizona State game, it's turned out to be a good one. Mississippi State looking like they're going to pull it off. 30 seconds left. Arizona State has 2 timeouts. They getting the ball back down by 4. 30 seconds left. Gonna see what's up. Michigan also looking to try to make a last push. They got a minute 47 holding Oklahoma. They down by 7 though. By 7 though. Oh man. 4th and goal. Okay. Man. So what you think about the team before we get into the post game show as we're trying to wait for it to finish up?
Oof. Much improved. We were much improved.
Yeah. Man, this guy, Houdini Magic college kickoff. Wait till the call-in show, man. Ooh, this guy. Anyway, welcome in everybody, AAA family. I see y'all tapping in on the Coach Smooth side of things. Hopefully y'all stick around for the post-game call-in show. We got the call-in show after the post-game reaction here on the Alabama Voice of College Football. Check in on the Coach Smooth Network. We'll be popping off with that call-in show, man. Y'all know y'all love to do it, love to get into it. Get your post-game thoughts. Probably won't have as much energy tonight. You know, Bama fans seem to only want to talk when it's time to when we lose. They only want to seem to get vocal when we lose. I will never understand that for the death of me. So hopefully we see a different type of vibe after this dub tonight, man.
At least like we're not like that Florida guy who was spitting on a South Florida player where he was like costing his team the game. Like, good grief.
Yeah, crazy work with defensive linemen spitting on people in general. You saw it in the NFL with Jalen Carter. Yeah, we're gonna break this game down once it's over. Russell Smoot, what you thinking? Hey, I know it's strategic to put Austin Mack in the game the way they did. Look at Mbakwe, man. This dude is fast, bro.
Oh man,
Jalen Mbakwe is fast. Him and Lachie Brooks in the future going to be a problem. They're going to be a problem. I could see lots Bach being kind of like the John Mechie of the next wide receiver crew, the 4 wide crew. Like, I could see that happening. Looks like Oklahoma's able to pull it off against Michigan unless Michigan pulls some type of miracle. They down by 11. No timeouts left.
Oh man, it's looking like Venables is getting himself off that hot seat.
I don't really think it was that hot, to be honest.
You don't think it was?
Nah. Oklahoma was in a good spot, man. Recruiting wise, defense becoming together, personnel starting to match with Venables. His first opportunity to showcase something that he could put together and build. I think he was in a good spot. As long as they didn't lose 9 games this season, I think they were in a good spot. They were going to be all right. My guy Russell says, my guy Mike Jones said, Russell, Smoot, what you thinking? I'm thinking this man going to be ready next year, man. Austin Mack, you got a decision to make because he looked good too. Austin Mack looked good, but this is ULM. This is exactly what we expected. We're not overhyping it by any means, but this is exactly what you need to see from this team coming out. As a team effort, execution level, on the level of execution, this is what we need to see. Another big run in the run game. AK Deer breaking out for his first, look like it's going to be his first career touchdown at Alabama Road. Tide, chat. AK Deer with a freaking, look like a 50-something yard, a 56-yard rushing touchdown, man. Let's go. Give it up in the chat, Bama Nation. AK Deer. Right it in.
There we go.
Loving it, Bama Nation, loving it. Marshall Pritchett out there blocking downfield. 23 is a hustler. I got to get this guy's name. Get that roster out for us, Jackson.
Oh,
that roster. 23 is a walk-on running back. I can't remember the young man's name, but he gets a lot of praise behind the scenes when you talk about interviews and guys that really get it.
Yeah, Deer's number 0.
I'm talking about 23, the running back, wide receiver.
Oh, man. Man, I can tell you tonight was just a great night tonight. Like we're happy. Let me see.
70 burger.
Yeah.
And everybody's talking about, this is crazy good. I don't care who you play.
It's just
70
good.
points with a shutout. I don't care who you play. That's another level of focus,
man,
compared to
73 points. We heard the noise all this week. All this week, all we heard was, oh, they just don't have it anymore. They just don't have it anymore. But no, we still got it. We still got some magic.
Fairweather fans, stay tuned. Fairweather fans, stay tuned.
Oh man, we're celebrating the night.
Oh nah, they're gonna be celebrating tonight. They're gonna be some of the loudest people on Twitter. I'm actually about to get on this mug and start bookmarking.
There you go.
I you know me, I like to get at these fans, man.
Oh man.
MJ Chergwin is the running back that Desmond Thomas was on campus today. That joint was lit.
Ooh, it's huge. Oh man, I cannot think of the last time we've had a 70-point game. Like that's huge in of itself. Like we're gonna have to look up and see that. Because it was definitely before our lifetimes.
A 70-point game.
Yeah.
I don't even recall a 70-point game in the Saban era, because Saban would purposely let up off the gas. He wouldn't see another pass play after 40, especially you up by 40. Defense pitching a shutout.
Oh yeah, I mean we scored 66 points against Ole Miss.
Yeah, I remember that 66-0 or something like that. I remember that 66-9 or something like that.
Yeah,
hey, but that's a way to freaking close the game out. Alabama Nation, that's how you do it. 73-0 final score. Jackson, if you don't mind, you get that banner up. 73-0 Alabama over UAL. AK going to be a problem in the coming years. Not just AK, Kevin Riley, AK, and Daniel Hill, the trio of those three for the next 2 years for sure. That's going to be a problem. And then you got Jackson. Xavier Crowell coming in the next class. I mean, this is going to be a loaded running back room for a while to come. I think this was the most points ever since 1951. Zach says since 1951. Smook, you seen how Willie tried to flip today? Oh yeah, I ain't got no words for no fair weather fan Willie, man. Ain't no way Roll Tide Willie getting back in my good graces after that. You supposed to be the pride of Bama, man. You out there talking about you don't get pissed by that no more. Not even the top, man. Come on, you don't get to come back from there. Oklahoma closes out against Michigan. All right.
I see. Yeah, I'm going ahead and looking it up, and 1979 was the year we shut out Vanderbilt 78-0.
Too many cheap beers. Facts, Wizzle, man. Last time we scored 70 plus points was 1973 versus Virginia Tech. When the last time you saw a 70-point shutout, though? When was... All right, chat. I want to ask this question as we get into the show. When was the last time there was a 70-point shutout? Because I think even Eastern Tennessee scored on Tennessee today. They put up 70, but Eastern Tennessee was able to get points on the board, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah.
70-point shutout ever? Like, have you ever seen that? I know we've probably seen it in college football before. You got a lot of 70 points last time since 1951. That's the last time we scored 70 plus. But I'm saying a 70-point shutout. 0 points. 0 points.
Oh.
Ohio State put up 70 today? I thought they put up 62.
Wow.
70-point shutout. You got your face on here now, Nick? Nah, don't do that, Nick. Not you. Nick, not you pulling your face up after the dub. You should have been had your face on. You should have been had your face on that 70-0. The largest is 89-0, 1951. Oh, whoa.
Roll Tide, David Jones. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide, man. All right, y'all. Let's get into the show, Jackson. We got to get into this thing, man. You know, I got big things to do after this illustrious post-game calling show. Let's get into our topics, man. We'll let Jeffrey jump in once he gets in, man. But first thing first, immediate reaction, Jackson. Give me your thoughts on from the fan perspective, stepping in this week, Alabama's response to last week's matchup against Florida State that lost. Disappointing, but definitely want to see a different team. Do you feel like you saw a different team tonight? As you all come in, before we get into it, make sure you hit that like button. There's no reason to jump in here and not hit the like button.
Like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell to Alabama, the voice of college football, so you never miss no video whatsoever. Let's get the 3,000 subs before September 30th on account of that's my birthday on that day. So I'd love a good birthday present right there.
For sure. Dougie Fresh said Russell over Mac for sure. Do not be deceived, man. Do not be deceived. I think Russell earned his stripes tonight by earning the rite of passage. He went in with the third stringers and moved the ball just as efficiently as you saw it move with the second and the first string. Y'all better, hey, did you see what happened with the running back rotation?
Oh, yeah.
Like, y'all should really start listening to your boy Smook when he talk about how this staff is starting to change up the persona or the perception of how things are done to have a successful program. You can literally be having a great camp, fall camp, and then show up that Thursday and have a bad walkthrough, and the guy behind you have a great walkthrough, and that be the guy rolled out there for the first play calling in that set. Even though you've been practicing there all week. That's what this staff is doing at this point, and I love it. My guy Nick Scott said, AK dear coach, I like him. I told y'all, man, this staff did a good job getting this recruiting class together. Jason Jackson says this win for them Fairweather fans saying we might lose to ULM this week. Yeah, man. And it's funny because some people actually entertained the idea and really doubted the coaching ability of this staff. But we're going to get into the show, man. We got 51 over here on the YouTube side on Coach Smook Network. We got 2 on the Alabama Voice of College Football. Make sure y'all subscribe to the Alabama at the Voice of College Football. Immediately following this live, y'all will be going live on the Coach Smook Network to do the post-game call-in show and get all your reactions live on the network. But Jackson, immediate reaction following this win over University of Louisiana Monroe, brother.
The fire is back in Tuscaloosa. I think because, like, honestly, we had an amazing game. Like, we heard the doubters all week. It's like I can't even believe there are people saying we could lose to losing moment, like all that crap. That is just a bunch of horse dung. And we got Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports joining us on the Alabama Postgame Show. What is up, my good man?
Hey guys, how's it going?
What's going on, brother? How you feeling?
Well, Alabama did exactly what they were supposed to do. I mean, what else can you say? A 73-0 win. We played with effort. We played great on both sides of the ball. Ty Simpson, 17 of 17. Like, nobody in Alabama history has ever done that. Like, perfect completion percentage of that many completions. We got Austin Mack reps. We got Keelan Russell reps. Like, you can't get any better than what we just saw. It's textbook. Now, what I don't like seeing is some people like completely overreacting that, oh my gosh, Alabama's completely legit now.
Nah. We'll get into that. Don't dive into it just yet. We'll get into that immediate instant reaction, man. Let's say something for the rest of the show, man. I know you're excited because it was some small, simple things that needed to be corrected, and not just for one play, not just for a quarter. I saw like a different mentality for 4 quarters, and that's exactly what we needed. So let's jump into it, man. Let's swing it back to Jeffrey. Give me your evaluation overall from a coaching standpoint. What did you see any different things happening on the field schematically with what we were putting on the field? Not that anything ever really got tested, I don't believe, on either side, but did you see some different things being rolled out schematically that you see we could build on going forward? Jeffrey, can you hear me?
Well, I mean, definitely it looked like the play calling, especially on offense, was more creative. I mean, when you look at game 1 against Florida State, it was very vanilla. Like it just didn't really seem like Alabama was running like anything that would confuse the defense. Obviously, Florida State looks really good. That we saw a game from them today. They look really good. They might actually be a great team. But again, we need to see more from them. So Alabama, we might have just got outmatched, to start out the season. But when you're playing this team against UL Monroe, and it's like, yeah, they're bad. They're not a very good team. But like we saw Alabama mix things up a little bit. We saw them do a reverse one time. We just saw more creativity from the offense, getting other guys involved. I mean, we saw even early in the game, like we were seeing not just Bernard, not just Horton. We were seeing other receivers catching balls. They were just mixing it up. And it's easier to do that against this type of an opponent. It is. I understand that. Like when you're playing good teams, you're going to play your starters a lot more. You're going to play your guys that are, like Ryan Williams when he's healthy, all that kind of stuff, 95% of the time. But it just seemed like Alabama was much more free-flowing. They looked confident, comfortable, and the play calling reflected that. When you're not confident as a team and you're not confident in Ty Simpson, like game 1 where we saw him being rushed and he made mistakes, you're not going to open up the playbook as much as you would when he's going out there and every pass is complete. And then you start getting more comfortable with what you're going to call and deeper throws and different, schematics overall. Like overall, it was just they played more free, open, and we saw overall in the game, just to me, more creativity, especially 100%. Defense, it was just effort. Again, I mean, maybe I don't look at like the schematics of the defense as much as some people do, but I just saw the effort. I was just seeing them hitting hard. That's what I wanted to see. They were smacking UL Monroe, and UL Monroe got a couple good cracks on our guys, but then we were giving them cracks in return. But the thing was, even with them applying a little bit of physicality, it wasn't just us absorbing the hits today. It was like we were actually looking for contact. The run game was very aggressive, very decisive. Jackson, I'm gonna swing it to you, man. What do you think overall was the major difference in the energy from the sideline? What was the major difference? Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't see a change in demeanor from Kalen DeBoer. I didn't see Kane Womack get out of character and get to yelling and do no extra celebration. I saw the special teams coach and coordinator. I saw him with a lot of energy on a few special teams opportunities because you got to see the special teams more. You got to see a lot of young guys. So Jackson, on the sideline, where did you see, or if you saw anything, what do you think affected the energy
throughout the whole game.
I think it was the rumored players only meeting that we heard about earlier this week that kind of has something to do with it. So it was like, okay, we better get things rolling, boys. And what's going to happen is we got to smack UL Monroe off the face of the earth. I mean, what I saw was 3 words: belt to ass on Louisiana Monroe. That's what it was. Like they had that belt, like because it was like it's all Bama heard was, oh, you're possibly going to lose. Oh, well, this, that, and the other. Oh, well, you're out for good. Oh, well, you're 21st. You know what? We use that as motivation, and we're going to continue that use that as motivation in the weeks to come, like Wisconsin and Georgia, Missouri, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, South Carolina. We just have to have a really good September and October and a really good early November, and we can really get in the playoffs, so to speak.
100%, and that's why I tell people they put 12 games in the regular season for a reason, man. You got to play all the games. If you show up week 1 and don't put out the product that you expect to put out, now you have something to base it off of. You got a baseline to really grow from, or to recorrect yourself, self-correct, and then make adjustments. And that's what we saw today. I saw a lot of adjustments, and the main adjustments, like Jeffrey said, the main adjustment I saw was the effort on defense. I didn't see anything schematically change. I saw a lot of what people would deem as unbalanced alignments or misalignments with the 4-2-5. I even made a comment about 3rd and passing, allowing the Wolf linebacker to float across the line of scrimmage pre-snap. Let's stop that. We had way more effectiveness when we had a true forward down lineman look, and allowing that linebacker, if he was the stunt guy or if he was looping to a spy type situation from the edge, let that be it from the edge. But when you have that pre-snap misalignment and that guy's floating, I feel like the offensive linemen are able to decipher that and pass that off a lot easier than dealing with a guy coming off the edge. If you've been beating them 2 plays in a row already, give him a chance, or give him that mind or that idea that he's coming at me for a 3rd play and I got to be ready for it. Now, if ain't nobody aligned over him, he's thinking, all right, now all I got to do is help. Everybody across the line is like 3-man front. We got a lot of help to happen. And if we do get something to show up at late, we pass it off easier because it's coming from the edge. And I think Kane Womack needs to see that going into next week against Wisconsin, especially when we get our adjustments going into the Georgia game. But we gave our overall adjustments with the sideline. I think the energy remained the same. I did not see any crazy different fire on the sideline, guys. I did not see it. I'm not going to sit here and be one of those fans that's looking for any small thing that the coach. I've seen Kane Womack cuss at guys, but not necessarily turn fire red before. So Kalen DeBoer, same thing. We saw him get on the Rock Montgomery a couple times last year. We saw him get on to, I think it was not Bubba Hampton. Who was the wide receiver that hit? Emmanuel Henderson got chewed out last year. Like, we've seen Kalen DeBoer really tear into some offensive guys, but today I was glad to see that he stayed firm, and guys just really chose to play today. So let's break it down, y'all. Jackson, if you don't mind pulling up the offensive the stat sheet from today's game, let's go over the final stat line. Like Jeffrey said, let's start with the quarterback. Looking at the offensive side, let's start with the quarterback play. Started with Ty Simpson. Great game by Ty Simpson. I'm one of the ones that's not going to put a lot of hype into the player today, but the level of execution is something to find amazement in. The level of execution is something to find amazement in. I don't care who you're playing or who you are. When you start a game and you start off 17 for 17, or when your passing stats are 17, you haven't missed a pass, that takes an immense amount of focus. And also, it takes a level of trust in your staff to continue to roll out plays that you feel comfortable with. So, swinging it back to Jeffrey, man, your evaluation on Ty Simpson, and not necessarily just Ty Simpson, but the play calling by Ryan Grubb today also.
Absolutely. I think something in the chat that's making me laugh is how a lot of people are saying that Keelan Russell should start. I know it's not what you asked, but I just wanted to point that out because it's like the guy literally went 17 for 17, and we're calling for Keelan Russell to start. I know why. I get it. Keelan Russell oozes talent. But Ty Simpson, you cannot get any better than what he did today to keep the starting job or be the guy for this season. So I thought Ty Simpson was flat out incredible. He multiple throws in this game where he was pressured, right? Like you saw him under some duress, and he stepped up into the pocket and made a killer throw. That's what you wanted to see from him. And again, it's the opponent. I know the level of the opponent, but Ty Simpson was laser sharp in this game. Vast improvement from a week ago. And decision making, the windows. I mean, some of the throws he was doing. I mean, it was like if he didn't throw it perfectly, it could have been a bad throw. Like he was throwing dimes down the field. I was very impressed. And again, when talking about with Ryan Grubb, I think that the play calling overall was better. It was more creative. You saw down the field throws. You saw short throws. You saw reverses. To get Ty Simpson comfortable. They did run the ball better as well, which helps complement the quarterback. Obviously, the opponent again. But still, like Ty Simpson, you just could not get any better than what he played tonight. And the other thing that really impressed me, too, is we got a lot of running backs behind Daniel Hill and Richard Young. A lot of running backs that did better. Like they ought to wore down Monroe by that time on defense. But, hey, they were really impressive. We got a lot of depth, more depth than we realized. So that's definitely good. Very good. But Ty Simpson was great. Can't get any better than that.
100%. And then I followed up with this. I think we need to really acknowledge the fact that this offensive line with Jaden Roberts in the lineup is just better. I love what Geno Vandermark did. And I would love to see this. I would love to see us at least test it out, man. I don't think Caden Proctor played a great game today. I think he won his matchups because of the difference in talent. But I would really like to see a little bit more athleticism across the offensive line. And if that means pulling Caden Proctor from that left tackle position, sliding Wilkin Formby, or going ahead and bringing Olis Alanine or Jackson Lloyd in there to that left tackle position and just allowing Jaden Roberts to man that right tackle position, the athleticism across the front looks so much better when you have Cam Dewberry, Parker Brailsford, Geno Vandermark on the interior. It's like you can almost put solid athleticism outside of those two, outside of those guard positions, and have like some real effectiveness both in pass pro and run protection. And the quarterbacks feed off of that when they feel like their tackles, or they have a rhythm with their tackles. Okay, we're in third and pass, and I know if we get a overload here, my tackle gonna get beat outside. Let me go ahead and start sliding the pocket to the right. Those are things that good quarterbacks with their offensive line cohesion and understanding their strengths and weaknesses, that's what they could put in play. And I think you're going to get a more consistent product if you move Formby or move Formby to the other side and pull Proctor from that tackle position. Too many inconsistencies there. When he's not put in multiple or versatile play calling situations, he's great. If you pound a rock on a drive, Caden Proctor looks good. If you pass the ball 7 times in a row, he looks good. But when you need to mix it up and create some balance, Caden Proctor is struggling. I didn't see that when he was out the game this week. I would love to see that experimented with a little bit more going into this Wisconsin game. What's your thoughts on that? Any replies on across the panel would be awesome.
Yeah, I mean, because like our offensive line, we just have to make sure we keep doing like what we did tonight against Louisiana Monroe. We have to do that against Wisconsin next week. And matter of fact, the running game was really awesome. 212 total rushing yards. If we can have more nights like that, more days like that against our upcoming opponents, we'll be good to go. If we can have like 212 rushing yards or more for the next several games, that can really help us. And I was impressed with Jeremy Bernard stepping up tonight. 4 receptions, 109 receiving yards, and 3 touchdowns. Or that's.
And then you look behind him though. Again, kind of like with the running backs, how we had all those guys behind Daniel Hill and Richard Young that had a lot better stats than those guys. All right, they came in and were incredible. Then you look at behind Bernard, you've got Brooks, you've got Horton, you've got Adams, you got Riley. 3 of those guys, we weren't even talking about them. We were talking more about Mbakwe. We were talking more about some other players that were going to step up. These guys, who was talking about Kevin Riley? Rico Scott's been playing well.
Now, what I will say, Jeffrey, I've been telling people Rico Scott will be the Henry Ruggs of this wide receiver group. Henry Ruggs never got the main forefront of the headlines and everything, but when it came to Judy and Waddle, especially when Waddle came on the scene that sophomore year, like Henry Ruggs wasn't getting all the hype. Devontae Smith wasn't either. But if you look at Henry Ruggs' stats, I think that first year, their second year, their sophomore year with that group of wide receivers, his first 7 catches went for 7 touchdowns. And then 7 out of his first 11 catches went for touchdowns in that season. So Rico Scott, to me, big playability, and then his deceptive speed with the ball after the catch. I mean, this is like you said, a different type of assets being made available for a group like Kalen DeBoer. And I know everybody was like, let them get their rhythm. But let's just say this is what they want to do with the offense and all the personnel on both sides of the ball. They want to just roll guys through on both sides like they did tonight. If we're able to do that against ULM and have the type of production, there was no drop off between the first 3 quarters. I don't think there was a drop off until the third to the last drive of the game. That's when we kind of saw some sloppiness. But if we're able to do that, I don't care who the opponent is. If you're able to do that, that means you got quality depth to where if you need to pull a Deontay Lawson for 7 or 8 plays because he's just not figuring it out, or Justin Jefferson is struggling, that means I got a QB Reese that I can trust. I got a Caden Jones and a Kyle Green there I can trust. Or same thing on the offensive side. If Jeremy Bernard is having a tough game, I seen Latier Brooks create some mismatch. I seen Cole Adams. I seen Jalen Hill, Rico Scott create mismatches. And then you still got guys like Isaiah Horton and Ryan Williams that are supposed to be your primary guys that finally don't have all that pressure on them. So this is a dangerous situation for any team facing Alabama as far as us being able to experiment with our depth. 2 weeks in a row, we saw some of the same rotations against Florida State. Dijon Lee played early last week, saw the same thing this week. So I think that's going to be huge. Let's switch to the defensive side. I kind of touched on it. Jackson, give me your initial thoughts on the defense, man.
Oh, man, we put a ton of pressure on everybody tonight. Like, holy crap. It's humongous. Like a shutout on UL Monroe. Like, that was huge. Like, sacks, tackles all over the place.
We have more shutouts than like any other program in the last like 15, 20 years. You know, we do that on a regular basis. And it's good to see that we still can do it even under DeBoer, the guy that last week everybody thought was toast and is going to be fired soon. So it's like DeBoer is capable and the coaching staff is capable. And this game showcased that we are capable on both sides of the ball. And the defense, it was clearly an effort problem. It was not a schematics issue. It's not a talent issue. It was an effort issue. We saw multiple instances of guys trotting around. That was problematic. That should not have occurred. But we can't go back. That first game against Florida State on defense, it was trash. But if that game can wake us up, kind of like Michigan did for Ohio State last year, and they went out there and won the national title after that, then it might end up being a positive for us that we had that game, because this game showcased what our defense is capable of. We were fantastic on all levels, the secondary, the linebackers, the defensive line. It was mostly effort. We saw even the depth come in and do well. There was no drop-off, as you mentioned, Coach Smoot, at all from our offense or defense, even into the fourth quarter. And if we can continue to do that, continue to improve on this performance against better competition later on in the year, we still can be very good. I just don't want people getting their expectations too high. But our defense looked a lot better, and it showcased what it was capable of today.
100%.
And somebody in the chat was saying that it was kind of like the 2015 defense.
I won't say that. I won't say that because there's still a lot of plays in the backfield where I'm still kind of holding my breath and hoping that we finish those plays. And we still had a few problems with that tonight. We saw that pass that, I'm gonna be honest, man. I think that was a catch by the ULM receiver. I didn't see the pat. I didn't see you get what I'm saying? I didn't see it. I think he got that foot down.
Yeah, that was a catch. I agree.
I agree that it was a catch, man. And plays like that, though, is against better teams. That's the one play that'll turn the game around. And at that point, we're 21-0, right? We're up 21-0. It's early in the second quarter, I believe, when that play happens. And you can see where the defense maybe took a half of effort off for that one play. And you see what it does. in this game of college football. That could have easily turned that game into a whirlwind of things where Kane Wommack starts becoming aggressive with his play calling style, and we see a lot of hesitancy because of one big play and not finishing. So I think we go and be a lot more aggressive moving forward. You have to. This is the style of defense that you're trying to build. Go ahead and roll it out. And I will say this: defensive evaluation number one. Let's start at the defensive line, chat. Let's start at the defensive line, bro. I love London Simmons, our true freshman interior defensive lineman. That young man and Asai Fega have come onto the scene, and right now, losing Tim Keenan and Jeremiah Beeman probably was the best thing that could have happened for us to figure out if the depth behind them was going to be able to be legit. And I think after 2 weeks of performance from Asai Fega and my guy Simmons, both of those guys have played consistent and have been effective with their reps in both games. Thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
To me, when I look at our defensive performance, the only thing that you can say that could be a negative, really the only stat that could be a negative from the entire game was that we did not record a sack, I believe. I do not think we've recorded a sack in the entire game. Our defensive line played great. They stopped the run. They plugged the holes. They did a good job getting pressured, but we didn't get a sack at all. And that is not great because against better competition, you want to be able to get sacks on the quarterback. You want to get hits on the quarterback to make him think, especially against running quarterbacks. How do you make running quarterbacks not want to run? Get hits on them. So that, to me, is the only negative. I do think that needs some work. I feel like a big thing we're lacking is we don't have a big edge guy, as someone mentioned in the chat, but it is something that I've thought about for the last year or two. We don't have that edge guy that just comes off the edge like a cannon and is there. Even if he doesn't get the sack, it's
Yazzie
like
Pierre.
every single play.
Yazzie Pierre is giving me that.
Mm-hmm. True. But I remember in the past, though, like where teams would have to have like 2 extra blockers just to stop us. I remember watching an A&M game when they had Kellen Munn. They were having to have 2 tight ends, 5 linemen, and the running back all blocked just to keep them upright. That's how good we were back then on getting pressure on the quarterback. We're not there right now. That our pressure on the quarterback is not there. I agree with you, Coach Smoot. We've got guys with potential there, but it's still not good enough where it needs to be. That's the only negative, I think.
Right. Yeah, you guys brought up a great point, like especially when that play looked like a catch. You know, where we didn't get a sack on the QB from UL Monroe. It reminded me a little bit about last week when we had a chance to sack Castellanos when he was running, and then there was that little late hit that happened. You know, that push out of bounds when his toes are out. That's what kind of looked like to me for a little bit, because it just felt that if we're having more plays like that where we're missing on sacks in the coming weeks, it's going to hurt us in games like against Georgia, Tennessee, and South Carolina. I'll be real with you. Tennessee's not missing Nico Lamaliva, so they're going to be they're doing all right with or without him. So
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm lighting up somebody in the chat. They killing me with this this whole idea they have that they think they know something because they let me stop. Anyway, man, defensively though, I saw a comment about the D-line. Somebody said the D-line has to play better. I think for what we're seeing grow from last year, let's think about what the D-line did last year and how they ended the season last year, how we showed up week 1. And I'm going to tell you this, James Smith might not have showed up last week, and that was probably some of the biggest impact that we saw affect the game, him not finishing plays or being the impact that he was. But if you look past James Smith, that defensive line played a solid game last year. Edric Hill, last week against Florida State. Edric Hill found himself out of place early, rebounding in the second half. We saw a little bit more effectiveness, but by the time everything got to rolling, Florida State was already in their groove. We couldn't get an offensive rhythm going. All of these other factors were standing. I seen consistency with some of the same techniques being utilized. There's a lot more effort today from the defensive line. Interior defensive line, I'm going to have to disagree with a lot of people that said the interior defensive line is a solid. I think right now in this scheme, you're not going to get a lot of sacks on the quarterback. You're going to get a lot of pressures. We can be unsatisfied about the sacks. I get it. You want to see those sack numbers go up. But when I see pressures and I see turnovers being created, I see the ball getting out quick, and we got guys converging to the ball and making tackles before guys can make plays downfield. I love that part of the game. because now when you force them into 3rd and 18, 3rd and 14 situation, that's where you're going to see those pressures. That's where you're going to see those sacks. But they have to be delivered. You have to be aggressive early in downs, and I think I saw that in the play calling tonight from Coach Womack. And the defensive execution, like I continue to say, I don't care who you play. I posted a tweet about it. I was kind of playing, but I'm serious. I don't care if this was ICDC college JV roster. The fact that you go in as a defense and you pitch a shutout, the closest they got to the red zone was at the 47, I believe, or the 46. Their own 46 was the closest they got to the red zone. That's execution. That's what you saw from National Championship Georgia 2022, 2023. That's the type of performances. Even when their offense struggled, their defense continued to set the ceiling, set the clip. So that's solid. We did offensive evaluation already.
Mm-hmm.
Defensive evaluation. Also, man, let's do this real quick before we get off of the defense. The amount of players that we saw. I think you said something about this last week, Jeffrey. Not rotating the secondary too much. If you pay attention in the last part of the second quarter, going into the third quarter, you didn't see a heavy rotation of secondary guys that you saw in the front. Give me your thoughts on the type of production we got from our secondary today, and who kind of stood out to you, kind of rebounded from last week's performance in the secondary.
Yeah, I mean, the defense in the secondary was a lot better overall. I was really impressed with their, production. Even though, again, still some things to clean up. Like you said, we gave up a couple of potentially like deep, receptions from the other team, especially that one that should have been a completion, but it wasn't. But I mean, I feel like Keon Saab was really good. I mean, I know that when you look at him last week, he wasn't a guy I don't really think people were calling out, but I know he's capable of a whole lot more. But he played well. I mean, when you look at the interception, trying to remember who got the interception on defense.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson. That's it. Justin Jefferson. So that was a
Moving
really
on
key
up.
play there. Yeah, I mean, so when you look at that, that's good to see because, I mean, even though, like you mentioned, Coach, we're not, getting sacks. We're not really doing that right now. But the pressures and turnovers, that is important. So you look at Justin Jefferson, you look at Keon Saab, and yes, a lot of the younger guys too getting in there. That's what you want to see, and it really wasn't that much of a drop off. Again, it's kind of hard to say like how ready these guys are for really good competition, but against this opponent, these younger guys came in and played well. QB Reese, someone mentioned in chat, he played well too. So I really like those three guys. I think they really stood out. I just thought overall, like I said, the whole entire defense was good. But the secondary, it has so much potential to be better. It has a lot of potential, a lot of really good players, and I think that they were much better today. So those three guys.
100%. 100%. Hey, and you said it. You said a few names. You said some personnel guys that really need to step up and make sure they heard the noise. A lot of people don't want their players to hear the noise, but I know for a fact in personal conversations with these players, they heard the noise. They read the noise. And I'm glad that they turned it around and used it as fuel. Like that, some of this stuff was for real. Like they went in tonight with quotes and things bookmarked from Twitter or Instagram, ready to come out and shut people up. And that's a dangerous place to be in when the players that you're cheering for are actually the fire that's fueling them. It is the negativity that you're spewing out. That's a dangerous team to play for. Now, as fans, you appreciate that, but don't let the ship not get righted all the way and we end up in a negative spot. Just know that'll be some more fuel for them to go ahead and move on and handle their business elsewhere. But I'm telling y'all right now, man, final thoughts going into this game. We're going to go into the MVPs of everything, but final thoughts. I'm going to start it off, man. This team right now, I don't want to give too much credit, but I'm not even worried about the score. I don't care that it was a shutout or anything. The most improved thing about this team, and we're not just talking about players, we're talking about the most improved thing that we saw from last week to this week, because that's all we can judge it off of. We can't say what happened last year. You don't have the same personnel, but the first thing that I say that was most improved today, and we've been talking about this, and everybody's going to say it on their shows. I don't care. It's the first thing that I talked about last week before they started talking about firing a coach, before they started talking about changing the player up. I said effort. The team effort showed up today. and you can see what talented players look like when they give effort. That's what you saw tonight. You saw a bunch of talented players on the roster give effort. It wasn't that they executed at 100% every play. It was that for 95 to 98% of the game tonight, I could say that this team gave effort. They gave effort. And when you give effort, you're more intentional. You're more focused. Less penalties. My guy, Big Frank, is taking my notes off the screen. I'm literally looking. When y'all see me looking this way, that means I'm looking at my notes. I got a notepad on the screen, so I'm not looking. I can't really see what y'all doing other than like a piece of Jackson. He was just smiling, but I'm looking at my notes. And the first thing I was going to say, with maximum effort, you see less penalties, right? You see better execution. And then you get time to get actual good reps. You get quality reps when you have less penalties and you're giving max effort, because guess what? I told somebody this in the chat, I was on the phone with my cousin during the game, and he was asking me like, man, why you think they pull him so early? I said, this ain't a staff that want to see something done in real time action. They don't want to see that junk done 7-8 times in a row to prove that you got it. You've been doing it all spring, all fall. I just need you to execute it in live game action. And guess what? You check the block. We don't need to go back there. Let's go ahead and roll some more guys, dude. Ty checked all the blocks we needed for him to check for this game. Let's go ahead and roll Austin Mack in. Okay, Austin Mack checked the blocks. Let's roll this guy in. I think they did that at just about every position group. Jackson, give me your most improved thing you saw from this team, whether it's offense, defense, special teams, whatever it is, coaching. Give me the most improved thing that you saw from last week to this week, and then we'll throw it to you, Jeff.
I think it was Ty Simpson who's most improved, and I'll go as far as say he's my offensive MVP of the game, because, I mean, like 17 of 17 completed passes. That in of itself is impressive. That's only stuff you see on NCAA 26 when you're playing the game on PS5. Like, you don't expect that in real life. And I mean, but we got it in real life and in real time. Humongous night by Ty Simpson. And a lot of people in the chat were impressed with QB Reese. They were impressed with Cam Calhoun and Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. For defense, for me, I'm going with Dre Kirkpatrick, man. It's like that was humongous. Like, it's like I'm loving what we saw from the whole team tonight. But again, let's not throw the cart in for the horse. We've got plenty of games left to go. Like, everybody was just improved all over the place.
I like I said, I that's why I didn't want to say a person, one player improved. I think this was a team effort that needed to show improvement, and I feel like that's what we got. Jeffrey, go ahead, man. Most improved aspect of this game.
Before we get to Jeffrey's take, shout out to Joey Foster in the chat, a very wonderful friend of the Voice College Football Network, coming on in the chat, talking about the Mountaineers and giving a congrats to the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Yeah, West Virginia. Don't just tread carefully wherever you go for the next couple weeks.
Ohio, by the way.
Hey,
I went with the Mountaineers, but
I went with the Mountaineers this morning. But if you listen to my conversation discussing that game, this wasn't a surprise. Same thing with USF in Florida.
Well, let's get back. But yeah, let's get back to Jeffrey's take on the game.
Go ahead, my boy.
All right, so for me, I mean, most improved, it has to just be effort, literally the entire team effort. I mean, that the dramatic improvement from the lethargic play of many players, not the entire team. We talked about Bernard's effort last week. We talked about, a couple defensive guys last week. But for the vast majority of last week, team was not giving effort. Most improved all across the board was absolutely 100% the effort. I loved it. I mean, yeah, it wasn't every single play. It wasn't every single player every single time, but you're not going to get that. It's impossible. So I think that the effort was the most improved across the board. I think that Ty Simpson has to be offensive MVP because you can't do any better than that. That's why I'm laughing again at the Keelan Russell start. Again, I know why people are saying it. I get it. But Ty Simpson was perfect. He was basically perfect. You cannot get any better than that. So it's like he's the offensive MVP. He set the tone for the game. I mean, if you want to go most improved player, I would go Ty Simpson to, Jackson's point. I really, really would. But across the board, the entire team effort is what was most improved. Ty Simpson, offensive MVP. I would actually go James Smith, defensive MVP, because of the fact that I felt that guy really turned it around after his big mistake last week. He played hard, set the tone for the game, as someone mentioned in the chat, really got the defense rolling early. So that's my defensive MVP.
And that's why I would say he would be the defensive MVP because one, he was the lead in attacking the run game. You didn't see a lot of holding up and waiting on in the run game. I will say this: my offensive MVP once again, the spark for the offense again, Jeremy Bernard, and I know Ty Simpson had to deliver the ball to him, but once again, I won't say Ty Simpson was the MVP because I saw 4 underthrown passes tonight. Good passes, the right reads, but underthrown. And I'm picking at this point because he went perfect. I'm picking at this point. But when you look at who those 3 of those 4 underthrown passes were to, Jeremy Bernard, again, making plays, being smart for the spark for the defense. But once again, effective in both the run and the pass game, whether you got the ball in his hands or you don't. And that's a value that you can't really equate. He's another version of what we got out of Devontae Smith in 2020. Just look at how much Devontae Smith affected the game in the jet sweep, how he affected the game in the screen and downfield, run blocking, right? All these different spots where he was placed on the field. And I think that's where we saw Jeremy Bernard really be effective. Not saying he was the biggest part of tonight's victory, but as far as the most valuable player for this offense right now, I feel like it's Jeremy Bernard. He gets it going, already has become a vocal leader. He gets it going defensively. I'm gonna have to agree with Jeff, but to not be in that whole riding the coattail thing and to give us some diversity here, I'm gonna say the defensive MVP. I'm gonna have to go, and it's gonna be hard because Keon Sapp once again, didn't play a lot of one high free look. He got to play in the box a lot tonight, and just as efficient in run support like Bray Hubbard we expect from Bray Hubbard, showing his versatility, but also getting bumped down to play some nickel type fields. That's strong safety that get walked in the box, got to play coverage. Keon Sapp had a really solid game, and it probably won't show up with the amount of tackles or interceptions or pass breakup, but a lot of his IQ and knowing where to be at the right time, being in a more of a rover hover type position or playing positionless football at his spot on the defensive side, kind of giving us what Caleb Downs would have gave us. I think Keon Sapp is continuing to show his value, and tonight took away a lot of those delayed or extended pass plays downfield because of him being disciplined and taking some reads away. So I love where we're at defensively. I love where we're at offensively, and I think we just continue to grow from here. Now let's dark horse this award or this call out here. Special teams, man. Connor Talty, the kicking game tonight, efficient, effective, looks strong. 31 looks like he's back in that form. Y'all remember the video that went viral for him when he got recruited to Alabama? I think it was a 68-yarder, 69-yard field goal. Leg looked strong, looked confident with his accuracy. That was one of the things that we were concerned about. Love to see that. Special teams, any special shout outs that y'all want to kind of special teams, that moments that you could think of tonight that really showcase themselves? And before y'all go, Derek Meadows coming off the edge on punt return. I would beg him to just go 110% for that part of the game and watch what it do to change the way that people scheme up and decide if they're going to go for it or gamble against Alabama. Watching Derek Meadows' 6'5" frame come off the edge and stretching out to almost block a lot of punts, that's going to make you think twice about punting or how you punt. So, Jeffrey, go ahead, man. What do you think special teams wise? Anything stood out that we could point out before we get out here tonight?
I liked Cole Adams on the punt returns. I thought the couple punt returns he had, very solid. We talked about like who was going to be returning punts and kicks. We didn't really talk about Cole Adams, so nice to see him do really solid in that regard, because you can always use a kick boost when it comes to a punt return, a kick return in a game when you're really struggling. So I like that, and like you mentioned, the kicker as well, Connor Talty, 46-yard field goal make. We've not been consistently great at kicking field goals in our history. Under Nick Saban, there was a lot of rough kickers. We've had a couple decent ones. And we've been getting better lately. But, yeah, I like seeing that field goal make because, again, you could be down 3 in a big game and you need a long field goal. maybe we can rely on him, hopefully, based on what he showcased so far, hitting a big one tonight. So I like seeing that, and Cole Adams' returns were nice.
Big Frank said, y'all reading my notes. Nah, you reading my notes, Big Frank. You reading my notes, man.
Big Frank. We should get Big Frank on the staff. I'll tell you, on the Alabama Voice College Football Network, and get him to be a part of the social media team.
Hey, Big Frank be talking football. That's why he come around to the Coach Smooth Network a lot, man. And a lot of my people in my chat really be talking football. I don't know who this new guy is that was talking crazy earlier. I don't know what he talking about. He said he was a Doak Campbell Award winner and all this stuff. Played for 3 different. Yeah, this is. But that's really what we come here for, y'all, to really dive in and really enjoy taking. Now Monday we'll kind of break down the game a lot more in depth. We've been trying to get our shows. Yeah, we're trying to get our shows segmented to where this hour show can be broken down into a lot of clips. It's easier to find these clips and get our takes in it. But on Monday and Tuesday night, tune in for the breakdowns, for the recaps of these games. We didn't get to do film study last week, but I'm working on getting us some all 22 film, fellas. The sky view, the bird's eye view of some plays and breaking it down where they're actually labeled. So we're working that, trying to get that. The moment we get that, we're taking this coverage to another level. So hopefully y'all can continue to support that. Hey, AAA family, y'all stop acting up. Before we get out of here, last thought, man, and this is kind of geared towards the fan feel. What do you think the message to the fan base should be? Take 30 seconds and give a message to the Alabama fan base, and tell them what we should take away from this game and how they should conduct themselves going forward. Jeffrey, you take it off, man. Go ahead and pop it off.
I kind of already mentioned it earlier, but my biggest takeaway from the fan base is just do not get too high or too low based off Florida State in this game here. Because some people, like I said, take this result and it's like, hey, Alabama's back now. We're going to make the playoffs easily. We're going to have a great year. I would not say that just yet. This was an incredible performance. It showcased that we are very capable to having a great team this year. And I love the improvement from last week. But I think probably we're somewhere in the middle, maybe lean more towards actually we might actually have a really good team this year. But just don't get too high, too low. We got to see more football from our guys to really determine whether we are a good team or not. But I love the performance.
100%. Jeffrey Jackson, what you got to say to the Bama fan base? 30 seconds. Tell them what the message is going forward after this game.
I will say my message is don't get too high, don't be getting too low, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, don't throw the cart in before the horse, as we've got plenty of football left. Let's bring our A game against Wisconsin on to Wisconsin next Saturday, September 13th on ABC, 11 a.m. Central Time.
100%. And if I had to leave some with the fan base, the level of fair weatherness that's being displayed, continue to showcase it, man. I appreciate it. It continues to showcase the solid mode and mental fortitude that you have to trust the process. And for those fans that have that intestinal fortitude and that mentality to stick through it and trust the process, this is the type of results you get, man. This is a group of talented young men that if you didn't believe that they can get better, you should have never hyped them up when they got recruited to Alabama. All these 5 stars and 4 stars and these guys that you said were underrated 3 stars, these are the same guys that you were hype about then, and they're the same guys that went through that Florida State game. They're the same. So don't cut them off too early. Let's continue to support this team. Let's continue to support this staff. A little bit of effort goes a long way when it comes to football. When you combine effort, talent, and execution, you have a virtually unstoppable program that you're dealing with, and Alabama has a talented roster. So with that being said, man, that's it for us for the post-game show here on Alabama at the Voice of College Football. I'm Coach Smook. This is Jackson Johnson, and you got Jeffrey from Only Talk Sports. And we've enjoyed our time with y'all tonight. Don't forget to check out our merch lineup. Don't forget to use your Amazon code when you're checking out to help support Alabama at the Voice of College Football. All of these things in the chat, on the profile, on the main page, as you seem fit to go and look it up. And then make sure y'all check out everybody's socials, man. Jackson, tell them where they can find you at real quick before we get out of here, bro.
Oh, they can find me on Alabama with the Voice College Football. They can find me on my personal YouTube channel on Jackson Johnson 979, where I've got numerous episodes of the Jack Stone coming up, including my upcoming one with Mountaineer Paul from Locked On West Virginia, where we will be talking a little bit about his take on the Mountaineers, plus a backstory of how he became the YouTuber that he is today. And for more updates on what we've got going on Alabama with the Voice College Football and on Jackson, including the upcoming one where we'll be having Ryan Herrings from Lockdown Badgers join us to preview the Wisconsin Badgers. Check me out on Jackson VOCFB on @/Twitter and on Instagram and threads at Jackson Johnson 543-908.
100%. Jeffrey, tell the people where they can find you at, brother.
Absolutely. Like Jackson said, you can find me at Alabama, the Voice of College Football, for the post-game shows every Saturday night. On the Monday night show that we're going to be back talking about this game and talking about some Wisconsin stuff as well with Coach Smook and Jackson, and also the Thursday night call-in show. You can also find me on my YouTube channel, Only Talk Sports. I'm going to be going live actually very soon to recap every single game that we just witnessed today. So that's going to be
fun. That's going to be fun hearing you talk about Florida, South Florida.
Oh, yeah. Right. We'll get to all that and more. So definitely appreciate if you guys go check out my YouTube channel and also follow me on X as well. Definitely appreciate the support over there. So excited that Alabama played fantastic tonight, and definitely going to be excited for the Monday night show as well. Appreciate all the support.
100%, man. Make sure y'all go follow my guys and also check me out at Coach Smook on all platforms. Be going live immediately, probably like 10 minutes after this live ends with the Coach Smook call-in show. We probably won't hold it as long tonight, but just make sure y'all get in and get on the phone lines. We won't do a lot of talking and divulging and breaking down all this stuff. Just getting immediate reactions from all the games tonight on the call-in show. Tap in. We got 69 in the chat right now over there on the YouTube side. Make sure y'all run it right back. We'll be live on TikTok, Twitch, Twitter, Kick, all the platforms where you can find Coach Smook will be live. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel as we're on our road to 5K. But more importantly, make sure that you're subscribed over here at Alabama at the Voice of College Football. This is where you will start to see. We're getting this thing together, man. Truth be told, and I'm going to tell this because I got my guys on the front. This team, this is not something that we've been working for months now. This is literally coming together before week one. Before week one kickoff was like our first time being able to come together and try to put something together. And I'm enjoying this process of growing with these young men. I don't know how old y'all think I am, but I'm the old head, and I'm not used to being the old head on the panel. Like, I've been in this industry for 3 years now, and I've always been the young guy that everybody thinks is too fiery or whatever. But now I got a team, and I got two young bulls right here, man. And y'all are looking at them in that green stage of this industry. I'm telling you, we got some fire coming for y'all later on this season when we get this production side of it. We got some fire coming for y'all, and y'all gonna see these two dudes in rare form, and I will be proudly proclaiming that I had something to do with unleashing the beast in these two, because we got some dogs right here. So y'all make sure y'all go support Jeffrey and Jackson on their personal socials. Watch as we evolve and we make this thing the best Alabama coverage and content that you're going to see. We're on a base level with our coverage, the limited credentials and access that we have, and we're producing the type of quality and coverage that we have already. You got a space right now where you only have one guy that's close enough to really be on foot and on campus. You're getting quality coverage. You're getting insight before a lot of these big names are, because we're putting in the work. We're building those relationships. So support Alabama at the Voice of College Football. Support Voice of College Football, the whole industry, the whole network as a whole. Got different teams being represented. Ole Miss, Michigan, not Alabama, but Auburn. You got Florida. We got Tennessee. Everybody. We got a lot of them. Georgia, we got so many teams.
Mississippi State's even got one.
Find your home here at the Voice of College Football. There's space for you. I'm sorry I could be going out. I'm excited about this team growing and what we're doing. I appreciate everybody for tapping in. And what you was about to say, Jackson, before we get out of here?
There we go. Tell your friends, your family, and the cashiers at Pope's about the magic that we are cooking all right here on Alabama with the Voice of College Football. Like, comment, subscribe, click on the notification bell so you never miss another video. And we will be seeing you next time. Let's get to 3,000 subs before September 30th. With that being said, 1, 2, 3, roll Tide.
Y'all have a blessed night, man. See y'all in a few over on the Coach Smook Network, man.